we've probably got about 5 minutes. So the next aircraft probably uses this taxiway.
Very important to make sure we don't stand here too long, especially with aircraft landing the whole time. Is he coming our way, Gab?
Yeah.
In Australia, just down the road can mean hundreds of kilometres. So to keep everyone connected, we rely on planes. And lots of them. Crucial to this highway in the sky is Melbourne Airport.
Melbourne Airport. Expect the unexpected.
It's the busiest airport in the country that operates 24 hours a day.
They might not have experienced something like this before.
7 days a week.
We've had fog, we've had rain, so tonight we've got to get it done.
With unprecedented access.
The team are always on alert.
From the control tower,
first aid call,
to the tarmac,
It's all about speed.
to the airport's 24/7 nerve centre,
Even if there's an incident, we're the ones scrambling and passengers still have a smooth journey.
we're going behind the scenes
We're looking at the cameras now.
to places very few people get to see.
What's inside that?
All to keep Melbourne Airport running smoothly, safely,
Suspected firearm still in the chamber.
and on time.
2 down, 1 to go.
At a 24/7 airport, every
I don't want this kangaroo jumping anywhere.
second counts.
It's 10 to 6, we're on scene.
We've got a green light. We're good to go.
Australia's largest all-hours airport welcomes a whopping 35 million passengers every year.
Start rate 8, clear plan.
And today kicks off one of the busiest times of the year, school holidays. Over the next 2 weeks, an extra 350,000 passengers will pass through the doors, bringing total traveller numbers to 1.7 million. That's a lot of screaming kids.
I love this time of the year when Melbourne's buzzing. I mean, you can see it out there, you can feel it out there.
Leading the charge is IOC manager Daniel, who's been working at the airport for 10 years.
The prediction is that we'll hit about 118,000 passengers today. There's a flow-on effect all the way through from the freeway all the way to the airfield. So from about now onwards, we're going to start to see some capacity issues in international.
In Terminal 2, 3 international flights have landed close together. With all passengers needing to clear border force, queues are building fast. Terminal coordinator Sarah is keeping a close eye on the congestion.
We are queuing up from around Carousel 3 all the way to around Carousel 1, all the way here where they're met by a Border Force staff member. If they are declaring, they'll be directed into the red queue. If they're not, they'll be directed to the green queue, which will exit straight out. The only issue now is we've got a massive flight that just landed. That's probably going to fill up the queues. What we might do is just crowd control, move some queues around to make it safe for everyone and allow people to walk through. Exit between Carousel 5 and 6, please. Yeah, just on the other side. Yeah, if you're not declaring anything.
While Sarah wrangles the crowds in T2, there is a call to the IOC about an issue affecting passengers in T4.
Does it impact their check-in? Okay, and is it having an impact on your flights as of now? Okay, and when did this issue start? Okay, no worries, thanks, bye. Dan, just for your info, there's a host connection issue for Jetstar, so they cannot use any self-service kiosks. So they have to do manual check-in. Uh-oh. She doesn't know what's the impact as of now.
Understood. I'll just give them a heads up.
In Terminal 4, 36 self-check-in kiosks and 18 bag drops have gone down. It's an IT outage for the airline, and the provider has no idea when it will come back online. Meanwhile, Jetstar has 20 flights departing Melbourne in the next 3 hours.
Actually, there are crews building up down there that I can see on the cameras. I'll double check, yeah, but usually around after 3 before afternoon peak.
3,700 passengers need to check in. But with the system crawling at 10% capacity, it's less smooth sailing and more like a chaotic conga line.
Yeah, we've got cameras on. There's probably about 200 odd passengers in the hall. All right, we'll keep you posted. All right, see ya, bye. Issue 34. Well, they're still manual check-in. They're just a little bit nervous, so it's starting to build up.
The queues are building. I think we've got about an hour, and if it's not, it's going to be tough.
Thank you, Dan. Thank you.
Today's afternoon peak hits at 3 p.m, with a surge in passenger numbers expected. If the issue isn't fixed by then, the airline won't be able to keep up, leading to widespread delays with the ripple effects felt across the country.
JQ518 to Sydney. Once again, we do apologise for the delay in your service.
Because it is school holidays, obviously the airlines will be a bit concerned. We'd be a bit concerned just to see what's whether we're going to have any congestion. Obviously, passengers impacted on travel. People can't check in quickly, or their flights potentially are delayed and they've got connections to other cities, whichever it might be. It can spill over into passengers becoming a little bit aggressive or a little bit frustrated. But our role is then to go down there and make sure that they're informed, they know what's going on. Generally, that keeps the nerves down. If they don't know and they can just see chaos, then yeah, we can get some bad reactions. It could escalate very quickly, so we're on alert now just to be ready.
Please make your way to gate 49 as your flight is closing.
You walk in and it's packed out.
Oh, you get a little bit annoyed, especially if you're running a bit late on top, to catch a flight. So,
with the issue threatening to disrupt all of Jetstar's Melbourne departures, terminal coordinators Sarah and Nathan are both called in to steady the ship.
In 30 to 40 minutes, it's going to get really busy, so we're just going to grab our portable check-in counters. So these counters are designed to be moved around in a moment of crisis.
Melbourne Airport has mobile check-in counters that can manually check passengers in.
All I need is people to be able to stand there and force bags down.
Oh.
You guys here are checking them in.
They don't have enough staff at the moment to operate all of the bag drops, to manually bag drop, so we're going to help them out. I'm happy to hang around and force release bags for you guys. Yeah, we are getting our hands dirty today.
You've got a bag tag on there?
Yeah, cool.
Do you want to come through to me?
Just one at a time. You're all good, thank you.
2 domestic flights are set to depart in the next 15 minutes. But queues are growing and a lot of the passengers aren't even checked in.
If we had a massive influx of passengers at the same time for flights that are departing soon, it might cause us an issue with people potentially missing flights.
We're checked in, we just can't drop our bag.
It's just like kiosk software. It's good.
flights on time?
There is a slightly late. Just because if it's slow check on the end.
Yeah.
I may see that there's 30 people that still haven't checked in. They might wait a little bit longer because they're light this year and just haven't been able to check in there.
Our plane's ready to close off in like 10 minutes. There's a lot of other people that are going to be in the worst predicament.
With the 3 p.m. afternoon peak fast approaching,
You're almost there.
concern is rising.
As soon as we hear anything on our end, we'll let you know. All right, thanks. Bye. Got the Jetstar duty manager asking if we get an update from CEDA. So CEDA's the company that looks after all the kiosks and the technology around the kiosks, the self-checking kiosks. So we're waiting from them for an update to see what's going on. Jetstar's obviously getting nervous.
Dan, yeah, I spoke to CEDA.
Yeah.
He's telling me he doesn't have any update.
Yeah, no, Nathan's just saying, he said the plug started to fire back up, but then he gets 3 o'clock, we've got a
With no solution in sight, a crisis management meeting is called in the IOC.
With that in mind, since it's a waiting game, we'll do next CMT in an hour. Crisis at the airport would be anything that interrupts the passenger journey. So if you can't get on the plane, that's a crisis.
But from what we're hearing, it's starting to build down there. We still have high passenger loads due to school holidays. We've got probably another 3 or 4 flights opening up in the next half an hour that would probably be affected.
We'll probably start seeing delays from now. If this isn't fixed by this evening, they won't be able to keep up with demand.
Both of these services will be closing shortly.
That's a crisis.
With 118,000 passengers expected today, Melbourne Airport staff are being pushed to the limit. But no matter how hectic things get, the goal remains the same: keeping people safe. Up in the tower, air traffic control keeps watch over the skies.
Runway 27 cleared for takeoff.
Expertly managing over 700 aircraft movements a day, directing takeoffs and landings, sometimes with just seconds in between.
Wind 200 degrees,
Yes, that's 7 knots, tower ready 130.
Joshua 900, Golf 45, pushback approved.
Supporting the tower on the ground is the airside safety crew.
We're the eyes of the tower on the ground. We're first response to all emergencies out here. Pretty much anything that happens on the airfield comes through us.
Senior Airside Safety Officer Rodney has been working at the airport for 37 years.
Started in '88 and still here now. Every day I come to work, I keep telling everyone I love this job. I love the people I work with, and whenever something does happen, I mean, it gets the adrenaline running.
The tower has just received an emergency call from an incoming flight.
Okay.
A 10-month-old baby is suffering anaphylaxis. A PAN emergency has been declared, the second highest distress call after a Mayday. The tower needs to alert the Integrated Operations Centre to get help on the ground fast.
G'day, Tower, what's up? Pan Medical. Which one? 517 inbound to Golf 51. We have a 10-month-old possibly having an anaphylactic reaction, and that's all I've got. Calling ambulance. Calling off.
Anaphylaxis is a severe, life-threatening allergic reaction. There's no time to waste. The IOC must coordinate a full emergency response.
Aviation Rescue and Firefighting.
Jet GQ 517, they've declared a ban medical.
Attention, attention. First aid call, 10 to 6, 10 out.
With the flight set to land in just 6 minutes, it's been given priority over all other arrivals. Rod is leading the airside response.
4, can you head straight over there, please, bud, and stand by there?
Yeah, on the way.
It's a medical emergency, so they've called a PAN, which means it's full on. I mean, we probably average, 3 or 4 ambos a day out here. And it's not that you don't take every one of them serious, but when you hear a 10-month-old, most people get that bit of a rush, to get there. So we'll have cars waiting because we'll have ambulances arrive. There'll be a first responder, which we'll get in as soon as we can. Our aim at the end of the day is to make sure everyone goes home, healthy and safe.
The flight has entered Melbourne airspace. PAN procedure requires air traffic control to carefully negotiate the safe landing of the plane ahead of all other aircraft.
If Velocity 823 is with you, can you just get them to hold position?
Runway hold position.
Jetstar 508, runway 27.
Forward up to runway 27, brilliant to land.
That might even be the aircraft there. They still must rate it fairly serious because they are hiking to the bay.
2:40 p.m. Back at Terminal 4, a system outage has taken down all self-check-in kiosks, leading to long queues. On top of that, it's the busy school holiday period. As the pressure builds, another 500 passengers arrive. And 3 afternoon flights have just opened at check-in.
Just lay it flat for me, please.
At the Integrated Operations Centre, Terminal Coordinator Ritesh is monitoring the growing crowds on CCTV.
Is that line next to WH3? Is it gone out? Is it gone out onto the forecourt? What will happen as soon as it goes onto the forecourt, that would cause a problem.
If the crowd keeps growing and spills towards the passenger drop-off areas, it could quickly become a safety concern.
We'll get some volunteers there also.
Yeah, that'd be great. Just to get like 1 or 2 of the lines to go down towards the lines.
Yeah, so that they can, still keep them in the terminal though,
Yeah.
I don't want them to go out,
Okay, brilliant.
All good, no worries.
Thanks, man.
Bye.
Priority is now to make sure the passengers are safe and they don't spill outside.
On behalf of Jetstar, we do apologise.
With just 10 minutes before the 3 p.m. peak, there's still no resolution in sight. On the airfield, a flight with an ongoing medical emergency has touched down at Melbourne Airport. On board, a 10-month-old baby boy is suffering a suspected anaphylactic reaction.
Catch it. First responders and ambos should go straight up on board.
Paramedics need urgent access to the plane. Every second matters. A flight with an ongoing medical emergency has touched down at Melbourne Airport. A 10-month-old baby boy suffering a suspected anaphylactic reaction is on board.
Catch it.
Senior Airside Safety Officer Rod is on site overseeing the coordinated response.
First responders and ambos should go straight up on board. They won't allow the other passengers off until they deal with this.
The top priority now is gaining immediate access to the plane.
My daughter's anaphylactic as well, so anything like that always hits you, especially with kids. It does pull at the heartstrings a little bit.
Thanks to a junior EpiPen administered on board, the baby boy's breathing has stabilised, but he still needs to head to hospital for further assessment. The swift coordinated response meant he received medical attention just 2 minutes after landing.
It's not just a sole effort. It starts when they call, then the guys in the tower give them priority, then the guys on the ground. As well as in the IOC, getting everything in place. It's just a big lot of people that all do their little bit to make sure everyone goes home, healthy and safe.
With just 5 minutes until the afternoon peak, there's finally some good news in the IOC.
Just checking the systems are coming back online. Thank you. Bye. It's back. Hopefully it stays like that.
Is the issue resolved?
There are systems coming back, so I just want to know that as well. If you can check,
Okay, no worries.
Thank you, mate. Bye.
It looks like we're back in action and we're all good. We'll have a quick check. Okay, cool. So, judging by the self-check-in, it seems like everything's back up and running.
As the 3 p.m. rush hits, the tech issue is resolved, just in time. Melbourne Airport and the airline have avoided major delays, keeping flights landing and departing on schedule.
Probably 30 minutes ago, as you guys would have seen, the terminal was packed full of people. Since then, the numbers have gone down dramatically. Everyone's getting to their flights on time. There's no issue of any delays.
Ground 171, information whiskey request. Taxi uniform Victor, hold short of Foxtrot.
It's not just school holiday travellers passing through the airport tonight. There's some seriously valuable cargo on the move. Tonight, nearly $400 million worth of elite horses are arriving for the Spring Racing Carnival. IRT, a leader in international horse transport, is gearing up for one of the busiest nights in the year.
We've got a charter of horses coming in from Europe with 68 horses on board. So the horses coming through the warehouse tonight will probably be in excess of 300 or 400 million, probably worth more than the plane is. I wouldn't be surprised if a future Melbourne Cup winner is on this plane coming in tonight. The full process tonight, from arrival of the aircraft to everyone leaving the airport, is probably 3 hours. So we've got to work within that time frame. Pressure's on the team. We've probably got about 30 staff working tonight to make sure everything goes smoothly.
I just need access to that because we have to move stalls out.
6:03 p.m. and 68 VIPs, very important ponies, have just landed in style on their own private jet from Doha. While the unloading starts on the airfield, the team at IRT and First Point are preparing all their biosecurity measures.
Can you please set up the matting so it's ready? Because they're going to start bringing them shortly.
So the horses come in, anyone who's wearing yellow will have to go through the showering out process. Anyone wearing orange is in the clean zone. So if you're in the dirty zone, you complete here, you'll shower out here in our facility, and then you're clean from biosecurity standards.
Fence in between?
Australia has some of the strictest biosecurity laws in the world, which exist to protect the $86 billion agricultural sector.
The key is keeping out diseases that we could get here in Australia, which we don't have. So we want to make sure we give Australia the best chance from a biosecurity point of view to ensure those diseases don't come in. Yep, they're right.
20 minutes after touchdown, the first of the air stalls rolls into IRT. Each horse travels in its own container, like a business class suite, with a lot more legroom.
So because this was a charter flight, it would have been about 24 hours. Normally a flight from Europe would be closer to 28 to 30.
Now the unloading dance can begin.
Michelle, so put these two in, then bring those forward and put these two behind it.
From here, the yellow team begins the delicate task of unloading the horses and transferring them to waiting trucks.
They're just going to wait to unload the other two, and then they'll bring these in. Well, there's always pressure every time you move any horse. The most important thing with moving this many horses is making sure the process is as streamlined and fast as possible. The longer the horses are in transit, the more likely there is for them to have an issue. The loading and unloading process, that's always the most dangerous part, making sure horses can load safely. The most important thing is avoiding stress on the horses. So really for us here, it's all about speed. Come in, unload straight onto the truck.
The horses couldn't care less about the ticking clock. They move at their own schedule. But the longer they take, the longer their stablemates on the airfield have to wait. the First Point facility, 68 elite horses are being processed into the country to compete in the Spring Racing Carnival. In the 2024 Melbourne Cup, 75% of the entries came from overseas.
Time's a hard one to gauge when you're unloading horses, or any animals for that matter. You got some horses are a little bit trickier than others to load and that sort of thing, so what you think might take 10 minutes can take 15 or 20 or so forth, so it's always something different.
With horse welfare the top priority, the goal is clear. Get them off the airfield as quickly as possible.
No worries. I'll get that going to speed up the process. All right, catch up. Guys, do you want to just detach and go? We'll use our tug here, so you can go and get some more if you want. It might speed up the process. Do you want to go this way? We're just going to use our own tug to move the stalls through, just to speed the process up, so these guys can go back and get some more.
I've never seen nothing like this. I've never seen this many anywhere. It's bananas.
3 in each one, so there would have been 18 so far. 18 of the 68. 50 more to go.
The last thing they need is rain.
Yeah, it's getting a little bit wet out there. Horses can be sensitive to anything, really. They're flighty animals. Still want to keep them as calm as you can, so moving as fast as we can through this rain's always better.
There's 3 in there, Paul. That's the double.
Including these ones here, we've had about 36 come through the gate.
The storm is already slowing down operations. If it gets worse, everything could come to a complete standstill.
If there is lightning within a certain distance of the airport, they run a siren, and then once you hear that siren, you know everyone stops work and goes and seeks cover. So if they shut down the airport, then we've got to wait till that clears before anyone can go back out on the tarmac to bring the horses in. I don't want to hear it right now, that's for sure. Rain's okay, lightning not so good. Do you want to bring 2 more in? Do it now. Go, Michelle. We'll bring 2 more in.
Just as the sun begins to set, a much-needed break in the weather finally arrives.
We're getting there, thanks.
The team moves into the final stage of the operation.
The last stalls are coming through the back gate now, so everyone's here. We've just got to get them unloaded. All right.
We're just going to put these ones here again, not in, yeah.
We're getting there. Unload these last 6 or 7, and then we're done.
Now the focus is solely on unloading, then transporting the horses to nearby quarantine to get checked over.
How's it going, Pascal? Getting there.
Okay, this one's empty. Yep.
The last 3 horses are finally unloaded.
Are we all in?
Yeah.
For the team at IRT, it's a huge sigh of relief. Every one of their multi-million-dollar passengers is safe, sound, and accounted for.
No, it's nice that the storm passed. We got through that, but I think it's gone about as smoothly as it could have gone. Yeah. There's a lot going on throughout the night, a lot of things moving around, a lot of adrenaline pumping, but at the end of the day, you sit back, you look back at it, and you have the satisfaction of everything you've just achieved. You brought 68 horses in, can't do much more than that in an afternoon.
3-4, clear for takeoff.
Midnight, and Melbourne Airport is anything but asleep. With the runways open 24/7, the early hours are prime time for freight and international flights.
22.
But there are fewer planes, which makes this a perfect time to complete airfield maintenance. And tonight, The lighting team will be using this window to do some runway work.
I am a former South African. Been in Australia for a bit over 25 years. I've been with Melbourne Airport as a airfield lighting officer for about 12 and a half years now, and looking after all the lights that facilitate aircraft movement from arrival to departure. Evening grounds, car 21 and company on Victor, request to cross runway 27.
Car 21 and company on ground, good evening on Victor, cross runway 27.
Thank you. So we're crossing runway 0927 at the moment. It's operational, so we're not allowed to drive over it. You can get into a fair bit of strike or air traffic control if you do stuff like that.
Dashing in and out to fix lights between arriving aircraft makes this one of the most nerve-wracking jobs at the airport. Nerves of steel are required.
The risk is always aircraft movement, and there obviously will be international traffic coming in.
The pressure is on to have it all complete before sunrise. (12:10 a.m. at Australia's busiest 24-hour airport, and the landings keep coming. Each aircraft guided by thousands of lights illuminating the runway.
We've probably got about 6,000 odd lights, so probably more, that we look after.
The 6,000 lights span across the two intersecting runways and an extensive network of taxiways. At full brightness, these lights can be seen 30 kilometres away. Keeping them running is no small task. Each light is monitored through a sophisticated computer system.
We're looking at our control system and have a look at what alarms we've got on there. There's only one. We'll have a look at that one. 410080, that is the third one up.
Faulty lights have been identified on a taxiway. Time for the lighting team to spring into action.
We're looking at a couple of these faults from the location of them. So we'll see what the numbers are. We'll reprogram them, test them, and then we will go out there and replace them.
Each light comes with a price tag of over $1,200. So it's not your average light bulb from the hardware store.
Just the new thing. Taxiway. We'll head out back onto the taxiways and we'll go and replace those couple of fittings.
We go out in between aircraft to do it, so it's very, very scary the first time probably when you do it. We do it as like a Formula One team, where we just replace the fitting, so we come out with a rattle gun, lift up the fitting, change the fitting out, plug the new fitting in, take the old one out, put new two nuts on, do it up, torque it up, and off we go again. So, you know, it is really good to be able to do it in between an aircraft. It's really, really fast, and you got to work very fast paced.
Runway 16 is Peg 1 departure.
I can see there's an aircraft. It's probably on a tug because he's moving very slow. And at least when you sort of look down taxiways and you just see one or two aircraft, you can see a red and green beacon on the wing saying it's red and green, don't go in between, which means that aircraft is heading your way. But from the back of an aircraft, there's usually just white lights, so that's usually an indication then that the aircraft is moving away from you.
Before they can replace the faulty light, they need to make sure no planes are heading in their direction.
Turn the radios up just so that we can hear any communication, and then we'll go for it.
Well, it's Qantas on final, so yep, Qantas. Then we've got another Qantas behind it.
at Qantas, he's just said...
And the Jetstar's number 3. Yeah, Jetstar's only just coming in now.
They've got just over 5 minutes before a plane rolls onto the taxiway. The team are confident they can get the job done in 4. As long as nothing goes wrong, no pressure.
That's loose.
Huh?
That's loose.
We've probably got about 5 minutes till the next aircraft probably uses this taxiway. So land and run down to Juliet and vacate Juliet. So Juliet's just behind us, so he's going to make sure that it's we're out of that.
I've got me 2 new nuts.
I've got 2 new nuts.
Very important to make sure we don't stand here too long, especially with aircraft landing the whole time. Gab, can I grab the fitting, please? The fitting. I just need to do the PIDs. Is he coming our way? Gab?
Yeah.
Sievert and Gavin are racing to change a faulty light on an active taxiway as an outgoing plane approaches.
How's it looking?
Good. So we'll have to hold out the way for this one. It's always a good feeling when you know that you've done the light's all working again, and you're dodging aircraft. So it's pretty good. So that's the aircraft, and it's going to go over the light we've just replaced. So yeah, it's probably hitting it around right about now. So that's where we were. So just to replace that light ago about 2 minutes ago.
Happy with their quick light fix, the pair moves on. Next up, some crucial maintenance on the north-south runway.
And later on during the night, we'll be running the MARMS, which is our mobile airfield lighting monitoring system. So we measure the intensity of the lights. If they do need a clean, we'll go out and actually clean the lights.
Every month, runway lights are tested and cleaned to ensure they're operating at full brightness. Without this maintenance, the runway would be unsafe to use during low visibility.
We'll just go and set that up and we'll see how to go.
As the runway never sleeps, dodging aircraft is the team's main priority. It's going to be tight to complete the 90 minutes of work before sunrise.
So here is our photometric array at the moment. We'll set that up for runway centerline.
Before they run the test, they need to check in with air traffic control.
Melbourne Tower, Brendan speaking.
I just want to double check movement at the moment.
Yeah, we've got that cafe aircraft there, which is pushed back, but they've got a few issues with the tug, but hopefully they're going to depart soon. Yeah, so you've got a bit of time now, Seaward, if you wanted it right.
Yeah, okay. So we should be able to do both our runs now. Could I request runway 34 centerline on stage 6 and the edge lights turned off, please? And now is about the time where sunglasses would be appropriate. 34 threshold request to commence a full-length continuous run northbound, crossing runway 27.
It's approved, cross runway 27.
Car 21, thank you. Takes about 4.5 minutes. So sit back, relax, and enjoy the ride.
It's the moment of truth. Sievert and Gavin must drive the full 3.7-kilometre runway in one go. They need to pass over all 243 lights to make sure they're up to spec.
As you see, the results is loading up there at the moment. These two areas that is quite red at the moment, that is where aircraft touch down, and that is areas then we will have to concentrate. See, there's quite a lot of red, and as soon as you have that's two reds next to each other, then it just degrades that runway at that stage, so it can't be used in low visibility. So we can make a start on the cleaning.
All right, good to go?
Yep, good. Let's go.
Ground, cut through, permission west, good.
It's giving us the right position of the lights on where we are. So I'll pull up next to it and then see if it gives it a clean with the cleaner.
I believe we will get it all cleaned and rerun before sunrise.
Getting the work done before sunrise is crucial. If all the lights are not cleaned in time, the runway will not be safe to use in bad weather. A call comes in about an approaching plane.
Just turn his light on. You can see the red and green beacon on the wingtip. So he'll be taxiing down here now. The more urgent it does become and the faster we'll have to move. So we have to get it all done before the sun comes up. Okay, now that he's departed, we'll jump on.
4:45 a.m. And with just 15 minutes before first light, time is running out. As Seavert approaches the last light, there is another request to vacate.
We're going to vacate.
Okay, the lights has been cleaned. We're good to go.
2 minutes till we down, so I'm just going to vacate now, then he'll give him clearance to land after we've vacated. Melbourne Tower Car 19 and Company have vacated runway 34 to Juliet.
With maintenance wrapped up, the runway is primed for any weather Mother Nature throws her way. Just in time for Australia's busiest all-hours airport to kick off another day connecting Melbourne to the world.